best fit to be on reality TV.
Yes.
Okay? So, Lay, who is out here giving Love Island, Summer House, main character energy? Let me know.
I mean, I hands down Dijonai Carrington wins the award. Oh, I mean, yes, all the flowers.
Yes, throwing the flowers at her feet. I mean,
yes.
Beyond the social posts, yes, go ahead, please.
It's all of it. I mean, she's the look for one. Dijonai's gorgeous, with or without makeup. She can beat the face to
oblivion,
infinity, yes, and beyond. And she can also wake up and not wear makeup and just be gorgeous and effortless.
Casually.
She's got the fashion, she's got the look, the style. She's she likes the smoke. That's why she's my person.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to No Off Season. I'm Zena Layshia.
And I'm Layshia Clarendon.
And today on the show, it's our totally unofficial, slightly unhinged, and very made-up WNBA predictions pod. These are your standard MVPs and stat leaders that we're predicting. We are talking about dynamic duos, the ultimate backup backcourt bosses, big-time personalities, and yes, some serious basketball stuff. But we're going to have some fun breaking all of it down. But first, before we jump into our superlative awards, we wanted to touch on the WNBA GM survey that dropped this week. Every year before the start of the WNBA season, general managers weigh in with their thoughts on the top teams, top players, and best offseason moves. This year's survey included 42 questions. GMs could vote for their own teams, as always, and we learned some pretty interesting stuff. So, Lay, I'm curious, overall, what are your thoughts on the GM survey?
I love it. I mean, I love getting the original take. It was heavy on the aces, no surprise, given the season they had last year. Heavy on the A'ja Wilson's amazing. I thought Cheryl Reeve beating out Becky Hammon for best coach was I love these little tidbit stories within stories. And I'm always are fans paying attention? Do people see this? I feel like Kurt Miller beat Cheryl in free agency, right? Stealing a couple of his players. That's a battle. I was ooh. And they've long had an on-court battle. So I feel like that was ooh, Cheryl kind of fought back and beat Becky out. I thought Jackie Young being the best shooting guard in the league. I still feel like people don't guard her like she's the best shooting guard. And I don't know if it's the muscles. I don't know if it's she can get to the rim. She's so strong. I still feel like people don't respect Jackie at the three-point line the way they need to. And it probably speaks to the breadth of her versatility, because if you do get out and guard her, she'll go by you. But I still feel like and I feel like there's some racism in there with her being a dark-skinned black girl of she's a shooter, but that's not what we typically see shooters as. Woo. The spirit is moving. Clearly, I had to get that out. So shout out to Jackie Young. I was really actually happy to see people putting that respect on her name, because I feel like for so long they haven't.
Yeah.
No surprise that Dallas most improved absolutely should 100% be. There was nothing crazy shocking to me on the list, but I was I thought they hit it heavy on the big teams.
Well, let's back up a little bit on some of the things you mentioned. You mentioned, the aces were heavily represented. Yes, 60% of GMs chose A'ja Wilson as this year's MVP. 40% of GMs chose the aces to repeat this year. And as you talked about that little game within the game between Becky Hammon and Cheryl Reeve, Becky Hammon was voted best motivator and best manager, but she lost out, as you mentioned, to overall best coach to Minnesota Cheryl Reeve. And it was a percentage difference, 53% for Cheryl Reeve, 40% for Becky Hammon. So not too far off, but Cheryl Reeve overwhelmingly always getting that respect as a best coach. You did mention Paige. Oh, go ahead.
And she's had to do more with less than Becky has had to, because Becky's had so much talent throughout the years. We haven't had to see Becky win without an A'ja, or the Lynx have had Collier out at times and still have found a way. So I think that knock on wood, don't want no one to be out, but I think that is also why Cheryl edged out, because Cheryl will be making a way out of no way with these players
really
and these rosters.
It's a good observation, and it's part of the whole MVP conversation of MVP as a coach, MVP as a player, but this concept of how valuable are you to a team that might be stacked versus a team that isn't as stacked, and that is the variance in how people look at evaluating who's best Is it because you're doing it with less around you, or because you're the best amongst the best? So that's a longer conversation. It's going to be a conversation all throughout this season. Not to mention WNBA Rookie of the Year, Paige Bueckers received 33% of the votes as players that GMs would choose to build around if they started a franchise today. Caitlin Clark, A'ja Wilson tied for second behind her. The Wings selected Azzi Fudd as number one, and she was voted... and they also got Alana Smith, as you mentioned. And they were the Wings who selected Azzi Fudd, and they got Alana Smith, and they got Jess Shepard, and they have like 50,000 people in their training camp. But they were selected as the most improved team by all GMs. 67% of GMs said that, and then Chicago Sky were behind them. So there's quite a few different things. Definitely go check out the full breakdown of the GM survey. I always think that this is one of the best and the most valuable sources of evaluation, because these are people, their jobs are on the line when it comes to roster construction. And it's not just roster construction with players, it's construction with coaches as well, the talent that they have leading the way. And so if they're saying, Janelle Salon, you're the best international player, the second best international player, like that's a big deal. If they're saying Paige Bueckers, we'd build a team around you, that's a huge deal.
That one stuck out to me. I was like, ooh, like Paige is that, I know she's that good, but it still keeps catching me off guard. Like, ooh, gosh, she's good. I thought Angel and Gabby being the best player acquisitions too, to make the biggest impact. They shared 27%. So Angel Reese going to Atlanta, and that's going to change the game for them. They needed more toughness, more grittiness. And then Gabby Williams going to Golden State, just like elevating the system we saw them have last year, adding defense, adding versatility. If they do have any injuries, knock on wood, you have like more depth at that position.
Right. And then the one that was interesting to me, 73% of GMs chose Olivia Miles for the 2026 Rookie of the Year. I don't disagree with her winning out the category, but 73%. That was interesting, especially for someone who did not go number one in the draft. But of course, we know those things are more related to fit and other things as opposed to someone's talent and their quality of play. But 73%, I definitely thought there would be a little bit more split between Olivia. I would say Olivia, then Flau'jae.
I thought. I think because opportunity, that's the difference, right? Like Azzi's gonna, I think, play a good role on that team, but they have Paige is gonna have the ball in her hands. Rickea's gonna get her shots up. They have really good bigs, so Azzi could just play a really good piece. Like she might be most impactful rookie piece of the year, who can basically, like, can she be an Layshia Clark, like a young version of that kind of player who's getting mentored by her? How does she on the defensive side of the ball? But Olivia Miles gets to be, especially with Fee out, like it's her show. She's the point guard. She's with Cheryl. She's going to be part of one of the best teams in the history of this league. But I think Flau'jae, people are sleeping on her. Well, I'm going to save this because we're going to get into it. I don't want to give all my answers later.
Exactly. Okay, let's put a pin in that. But before we move on, I did want to quickly touch on what you mentioned around Jackie Young. I think Jackie Young, Jewel Lloyd is another person that has been in that amazing shooter category and yet isn't highlighted as one of the best shooters in the league. And also, I think there's, when it comes to why people may not guard Jackie in the way that she probably deserves, I know there's moments throughout Jackie's career, and maybe in the last year, I don't think we felt it as much as the year before that, but there's moments where we're like, does Jackie know how good she is? Like, does she know? Like, she needs to be putting up more shots. She needs to be getting to the basket more. She needs to be able to be on ball and create for herself more. I know that that's something that Aces fans have sometimes been like, you need to play the way you know you can play, but also know how good you are. And I think we saw that. I feel like before and after the Olympics, there was like a change. There was like a shift, especially in just like stepping up in the Jackie consistently. I think she's always shown up as a big kind of bulldozer type of guard that also can shoot. But then we saw that way more consistently, I think, in the last 2 years than anything before. But yes, shout out to the GM survey. Go check it out. Let us know what you agree with, what percentages you're like, that looks suspect. But as of for now, we are going to get into our off-kilter predictions for the WNBA season. So stay with us. All righty. So this season marks a major milestone for the WNBA. It is its 30th year, and you can really see how far the league has come when you look at the talent, the visibility, the year-over-year growth. As you all know, we launched a newsletter at The Athletic. Shout out to Sabrina and Annie starting us off strong. There was another newsletter that I want to also plug for The Guardian. Jordan Liggins Robinson, who also wrote Court Queens right here behind me, started a newsletter that is similar in giving information, but it's almost like her basketball diary. And I loved the way that she opened up her newsletter by saying, when she turned 30, her level of understanding, her worth, her value went up. And she had to kind of edit her life. I'm paraphrasing here, but basically she edited her life in terms of being able to see who could come with her, what was her value. And she said that she loves to see that the league is kind of reflecting that.
Oh, that's good.
Right? And I was like, Jordan, you better. Yes. So I thought that was really, really beautifully said. So I wanted to plug that and give a little bit of love to that too. But this is what's going on for this season, right? There's a lot of eyeballs, and that's something that Sabrina referenced in our newsletter for The Athletic. The visibility, the expectations are higher than they've ever been. And it's exciting. And that means we're going to have a little fun looking ahead to the season, talking about everything. But before the season officially kicks off, we got some stuff to talk about. Sabrina and Annie are going to debate their official predictions for things like MVP, Rookie of the Year, the serious stuff. But today, Lay and I, we're going to have a little fun. Okay? We're going to do things a little differently. Exactly. So, Lay, first up, WNBA players love to give us some drama. They love to give us entertainment. They're funny as hell. They're crazy as hell. More than just the basketball stuff. And so we have an award called Best Fit to Be on Reality TV.
Yes.
Okay? So, Lay, who is out here giving Love Island, Summer House, main character energy? Let me know.
I mean, I hands down Dijonai Carrington wins the award. I mean, yes, all the flowers.
Yes, throwing the flowers at her feet. I mean,
yes,
beyond the social posts, yes, go ahead, please.
It's all of it. I mean, she's the look for one. Dijonai's gorgeous, with or without makeup. She can beat the face to
oblivion,
infinity, yes, and beyond. And she can also wake up and not wear makeup and just be gorgeous and effortless,
casually.
She's got the fashion, she's got the look, the style. She's she likes the smoke. That's why she's my person, right? She wants the smoke. She thrives in it. She wants it on the court. She's looking for those moments. And some players thrive in that, and some don't. They kind of become unhinged. But she's the one who's I feel like she kind of hunts it, and I love that about her. So she brings it on the court, but then off the court, we've seen her with the stud buds. I mean, we see her everywhere. We've seen her dating. I won't comment on her current status because that's speculation with people, and I don't do that outside the group chat. But I will say we've seen her publicly dating Nalissa Smith off and on, and bringing us in that ride. She wants to bring people on that journey. She seems really comfortable about it. So I don't know what Netflix is waiting for, HBO, whoever, Amazon Prime, NBC, name it, one of y'all. We've been talking about the WNBA show forever. I think it's a matter of time before we legit get the reality show, and Dijonai Carrington will absolutely be one of the first people signed. She should be producing it or center stage main character. Yes.
Yep. I'm with that. I'm absolutely
Thank you for the
that.
entertainment, Dijonai.
Yes. Dijonai was my first choice. I do have to give my runner up.
Okay.
And I was struggling between, Angel Reese, especially seeing her at the Met Gala. Oh my God. Looked on point. And it was just thoroughly this is who she's been. She's been a reality TV star for us. But I'll say that Angel's pretty private in ways. As much as we want her to, as much as she wants us to know about her life, that's what we're going to get. And so reality TV usually digs a little bit deeper than that. Someone that I'm starting to see oh, wait, we're starting to see a lot more of this person and into their relationship on and off the court. We're seeing the commercials. I mean, I'm watching the NBA playoffs last night. Every other commercial this person is in. Asia Wilson would be the main character. Yeah,
Okay.
she would be putting up some serious competition with Dijonai, especially between, launching the new shoe. The commercial campaign for it was hilarious. She's in like a million commercials right now.
Yeah.
And every commercial, she's like got a different hairdo. So I'm like, clearly her schedule, she was booked and busy.
Yes, yes,
And then, of course,
yes.
we've seen the Bam Adebayo relationship grow in front of our eyes. And
I
it's been
know.
really sweet to see. So I think I would say, Dijonai, Asia, they be up and at
Okay.
'em, for that
Courtney
one.
was my runner-up, she basically has lived her life like a reality show already. So
Yep.
I
Yep.
gave it, so mine was torn between those two. The stud butts have given it to us, like they're just, hands
Yeah. I
down.
feel you. I feel you. Okay, well that's
But
funny
Courtney
'cause
doesn't quite like the drama. I feel like, we won't get
well
it.
this is
We'll
well
move on.
this is a good segue, I think, into our next superlative. League comedian. Okay, this is a player who can roast their teammates and might randomly say or do something hilarious at literally any moment. It's just part of who they are. It's part of their pregame routine. It's part of their out-of-game
Yeah.
routine. And I think Courtney Williams, I mean, she feels
Is
the
that yours?
most natural. That's
Okay.
my choice.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
my choice.
She can't have all the awards. Good.
Yeah, she can't have all the awards. So I'm choosing Courtney Williams for lead comedian. I feel like it's what she did last year. We saw it on display at All Star.
Yeah.
She's funny as hell. Like, let's just be real. And I think, the lead comedian, we do have to pay homage to Sydney
Yes.
Colson. We do have to realize that Sydney Colson laid the groundwork, right? The
Mhm.
foundation for what this looks like. And that cold, deadpan humor that Sydney has, it's a little
God.
different than what we experienced with Courtney Williams, but it's still just unhinged. And I think that makes it even funnier. I have a backup that's an unknown, but it's based
Oh.
on their college career. I want to hear what you say first on lead comedian.
Mine was Erica Wheeler.
Oh,
Weezy
that's
is
a good
so
one.
funny. Yes. And
Mm.
I kind of feel like if you know too. I don't know, she's on social and stuff, but when you're around Weezy, oh my God. It's the Florida accent, it's Courtney too. It's how
Yeah.
she says it. And Erica always brings that locker room energy. She's gonna always be that person who just has such good vibes. You can't not be happy around Erica Wheeler because she lifts everybody up. She's funny in subtle ways too. I'm which ones are appropriate? I can't be. I gotta remember I'm talking to you, but there's people who will hear this later.
Right.
So
Yep.
I gotta filter it. But Wheeler, I feel like she's kind of slept on a little bit of that and just brings the comedian too. The style is they bring a levity to our league and a joy. I think that's what Sydney's brought. It's unhinged, it's wild, but it makes you laugh and it makes you have joy in the midst of the wild ass world we live in, right? We've seen it through the bubble, through all the time of what we all know and represent and care about with this league. But it's that reminder, these people remind us that joy is important in the midst of all of this, and to just laugh, and how our humor is our resistance, and it's all the things.
Ooh,
and so in that way, this award,
period.
of course, I'm always gonna go deep. It's it's a really important spiritual
Say
award
it.
too. It's not just a ham person who's just being ridiculous. There's something deeper about the people who display their humor and who connect with other folks, because it brings us together, and our joys. It's so important.
And that's what comedians do, right? They take
Yeah.
life experience and bring that levity, as you mentioned, and bring a criticism almost to it, but in a way
Yeah.
that we can all appreciate. And I think that that's what Sydney did so well for so long.
Yeah.
And I love these two, Courtney Williams and Erica Wheeler. They're funny and it's pure, right? It's
Yes.
nothing rehearsed. It's nothing like they're not trying to. I don't know. They're not trying to pander to an audience. They are
Yeah.
just who they are, and that's just what it is, and that's what you're gonna get. One of my favorite Players Tribunes is Courtney Williams' Players Tribune from last year. If you haven't read it, definitely go take the time to read it. She talks about certain things that she would wear. She'd have to ask Nafisa, is this cool? Am I allowed to do this? And I just I could hear her saying it as I read it. And I
Yes.
love that. Yeah.
So
Um,
genuine.
So genuine, exactly. My backup that I'm telling y'all it's gonna lean into my next one. I'm gonna go ahead
Ooh.
and segue this, but Georgia Amoore out of Washington is
Oh.
funny as hell. Really, and also low-key roasts her teammates. I don't know
Okay.
if you guys remember the moment. This was during Paige's rookie year, and AZ was in the building. and Georgia Amoore was hurt and walked all the way around the court to where AZ was standing while Paige was warming up on the court. And I believe gave her, like, AZ had on a Paige jersey, and Georgia gave her a Washington Mystics, and I think it was a Georgia Amoore jersey. And AZ took off her Paige jersey and put on the Georgia Amoore jersey. And Paige is over here, like, on the court just dribbling. She turned around and just laughed at the situation because it was like, you went out of your way to do that, and it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And so she has a way of doing that. She was like that with her teammates at Virginia Tech before she went to Kentucky. The Australian humor is always good. I think there's something there. So keep an eye out on Georgia Amoore. I feel like that is a really funny person in the growth. Like, I mean, in the works. Excuse me.
I like the under the radar one. Yeah.
Okay. And I think this is going to perfectly flow us into our next award. Most likely platonic duo. Okay, this is Stud Buds 2.0. Strictly friendship, y'all. We're just talking friendship chemistry, no romance, just ride or die energy, you know. Stud Buds was one of them. Definitely had the Sony and Kiki Area-Fen duo.
Oh, yes.
I think there was like a group of, you know, Ray Burrell and Cam Brink and Rickea Jackson energy in LA.
Yeah.
The Kate Martin, Caitlin Chen duo, you know, doing patty cake.
Oh, they were cute. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, these are the dynamics we're thinking of. And Leigh, I'm gonna let you start. What you think?
I mean, it's Saniya and Rivers and Brittney Griner. I mentioned them on a few pods ago. For me, it just makes my life so happy.
I feel like that's the one.
Yeah, it's like
the content has already been top tier.
I know, and it's giving, like, shout out to Stud Buds paving the way and, like, opening the doors, and we're giving homage to the folks who've done it. They're so cute for so many different reasons. One, I think, like, anytime we get just to see our mass people shining, our studs, our mass folks shining who never have got enough credit in this league, I think that's beautiful. I think it's the size difference with them, like BG just, like, hanging on Saniya.
Yes.
I think it's, like, big bro, little bro vibes. It's, like, Saniya is, like, so embodied in her feminist, in her masculinity, and so that comes out too. And she's like, "I won't break a nail," and it's like, and then BG's like the big protector. There's like so much gender play. It's just so beautiful.
Yep.
It's the like veteran leading the younger player. They're both pretty, like tough players, but I feel like we see like the toughness and the softness. Like they've both been through a lot in their personal stories, but yeah, it's just a beautiful display. And so much joy that we need. We talked about Connecticut probably like needing some joy this season and what they're going to go through. But I think it's like, it's the duo I didn't even know was possible when 3G signed there. It just feels like a gift. That was like, oh my God, my heart. I didn't know I needed this until I saw the video. And then it like filled something in me. And I was like, oh, like, you know, when you're on Instagram and you're scrolling and then you see something, you're like, oh yeah, wow, my heart.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about them.
I'm all about that. And
so
I think
pure.
that it hits on not only like the platonic duo friendship aspect, but that like veteran little, like the you know, veteran, not a rookie in Saniya, but like younger player.
Yeah.
And I think that that's so beautiful. You know, a lot of folks like the Asia Wilson, Kate Martin dynamic that from a few years ago. And I felt like those, the pairings that you're like, oh, I wasn't expecting this. I wasn't looking forward to this, but like, thank you for giving me this. I'm now looking forward to it every time I see it. And I think it speaks a lot to the character of these people too. Like both Brittney and Saniya are people that like spread joy naturally all the time. And the Saniya Marina Mabry, like that was more romantic. Allegedly. Allegedly. Did they come out and actually say that they were dating?
I don't know. I'll have to fact check
I think,
that.
Yeah. Anywho, that duo was so fun. Like, you know, Saniya having Marina try on clothes with her and all that stuff. Like it was a good little dynamic that we weren't expecting. And I think it's because of just how easily Saniya spreads her joy and is just like, let's go with it. Whatever's going on, let's go with it. And I particularly love that Saniya is bringing this, I don't want to say out of Brittney, but it's now a time where Brittney is at like, she's on the end part of her career, right? And so she's like fully showing out, fully having a great time. And that's, I don't know, that duo and that combination of timing in the league as well is really special. I like that one. I think that was probably going to be my number one as well. I am looking forward to.
Drum roll.
I'm yeah, I know. I'm like changing it midway, but I'm like, I don't know. Okay. I think I'm particularly looking forward to the Georgia Amoore and Rori Harmon duo,
Ooh.
or
Okay.
Flau'jae and Natisha Hiedeman.
Ooh.
I just feel like there could be something between the two of them. Rory's really, just like I think the size aspect of them, both of them just being like small point
I
guards and just
know.
being gritty. There's just like something there. I feel like they'll probably, bond over that. And the positions that they led in their college careers with their respective teams, I feel like they'll probably identify with each other a lot in that way. And there's just going to be a little bit of a bond there somehow. So I think
I like this.
I'm looking for that in that little area of the league. And then Flau'jae and Natisha, like Natisha's going to be missing her ace Boon Coon, right? She's going to be missing
I know.
Courtney Williams. And so there's a vacuum here, right? There's a void that we can fill, excuse me. That's what I mean. And so I think Flau'jae is a perfect person to fill that void, especially as she looks towards having veteran leaders and being someone that we saw her be the little sister of Angel Reese for, her LSU career. And she kind of felt for a while like the little sister of the NCAA for folks, in the way that she like came up and was just like ready to play and all that. So I feel like that's coming on too. Okay. We have just gone too long on that one, but let's keep it going. Now,
I like it.
In today's W, fashion is also a part of the game, which brings us to best tunnel fit, where the tunnel isn't just a walkway. Let's be real, y'all. It's a runway. So the question is, who is treating game day like a full-on fashion moment? The truth of the matter is there's a billion people we could list for this.
Yes.
Let's just
we
be
could have
fully
like
real.
many categories.
Many, many, many categories.
Crop top girlies, the abs out.
Yeah. They just be showing off. It's not even fair. It's not even fair. And I'm always just in the comments like, drop the ab routine. What's your daily diet? Like, how in the world do y'all
run all day?
Run all day. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's so many people we could drop. My number one that I'm looking forward to, which I'm always, always, always looking forward to, though, Rickea.
Oh,
like Rickea in Chicago. I don't know, like what's that? How that's going to change anything, but to me, that girl was born, sure, to play basketball, but also be on magazine covers. Like, absolutely drop dead stunning, but also just because of her frame, for how tall she is, et cetera, everything just looks like it is fresh off the runway. So Rickea is definitely going to be my fashion moment. And really, that whole team, because
I know, LA just...
that whole squad. Because y'all know Skylar be coming in too with these fits. The whole team, exactly.
Oh, you mean Chicago? I was thinking LA. Okay.
No.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I'm thinking Chicago. But my other one that I would add in is Tip Hayes.
Oh, she's on my list. Okay.
Yeah, Tip Hayes, who also makes her own clothing. Very much a fan. I remember doing the Valkyries Violet Carpet last year and loved the different pieces and the layers that she would put on. Also sometimes dressed her like teammates. I was going to say coworkers, but which are both.
They are, yeah.
But
colleagues.
But I just, she's supposed to have her line, which is Saya. I think I'm saying that correctly. Her last name backwards. It's supposed to be available very soon, but Tip Hayes, definitely someone to look out for as well. What about you?
Oh, I had so many too. Okay, Tip was on mine. Tiff and Kalia Copper up there. I have someone else who I think is the ultimate winner.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Kalia and Tip, because they're like femme-leaning, but they do masculine so well. And Kalia was giving us those 90s looks last year, like the baggy oversized pants, sometimes a little bit of stomach and like sports. She was giving us Aaliyah, like so much nostalgia. I also am always rooting for the dark-skinned girls. Like they don't get enough credit, enough love, like on our fashion and beauty. And Kalia is just gorgeous to me. Like I think she should have so many more endorsements and products. And so those two for me were like femme leaning, do mask well. But then for like masculine person, I'm like, Courtney crushes it. And like, and Courtney styles herself. That's why she takes it for me.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah, Courtney be putting her looks together. And like now she's been GQ and all the things. So
I was going to say,
she
maybe
might
I'm
be
thinking
leveling
that.
up her budget or when she's on set with people.
Sure.
But like Courtney pulls her, like when she was wearing that headscarf a couple years ago, was that in Chicago? Like that's all Court. Like she does her stuff. And she's openly spoken about how like in League Fits and all these awards, like there should be an award for people who actually style themselves. Like shade at the people who are just hiring someone because they have money and they do it versus the folks who actually like pull their own pieces together. Courtney takes the most risk to me. Like she'll be doing shit of like, this girl tied that scarf and like was giving us like Martha Stewart in the Vineyard, black girl, but like with some color and like it's the way she takes risk. And I feel like Courtney actually sets some trends. Like she's more leaning like trendsetter to me in ways. That's why she takes it for me. Like it's just personality. It's genuine. It's like she always embodies like who she is in such a beautiful, authentic way. And I love her pops of color. I think I have to give honorable mention to A'ja Wilson for like Blackest. Like wearing the do-rag in the tunnel is just like, yes,
with the Air Force Ones too on playoff games, right? Exactly.
And she gives us 90s fashion too, like. And for players to get more commercial and to not lose their blackness, like that's always a debate and a problem. So for A'ja to be getting bigger, it feels like resistance to me, and it feels like her be like, yeah, no, you gonna get do-rag A'ja, you gonna get some basketball shorts, like it's playoff time, like we're going to hoop, like it's love and basketball era. And so that's so important to me. And like shout out to Asia's book, Dear Black Girls. Like she just she stands for Black women, and she has not lost like an ounce of that as she's climbed in the corporate ladder and got more money. She's staying true to who she is. And like that's so important. And then I think Diamond is Shields is underrated. Like she's so under the radar. She does gender like across the board. She gives us mask, femme, like also another beautiful dark-skinned woman that just like I feel like people just sleep on her. And her career's been up and down at times, so I know her notoriety has gone up and down with her health. But what she does in the tunnel is like, I'm like, are people paying attention? Like the range that she offers? Okay, I'm done. I had to get
No, there were so many.
It was like a starting five.
I know. I feel like and I love that we're covering all of the different looks because another mask leaning, Brionna Stewart. I like her. I like the pieces that she puts together. Another like model-esque, more femme leaning, Cam Brink. Arika Ngubawale, another one.
Oh yes.
Arika be dressing.
She snatches.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's so many. Let us know if we've missed anyone. Well, we probably have because the whole league be dressing. And guess what, y'all? They got more money. They're going to be looking good. They're going to be looking good. They're going to be looking good. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's shift to the line so good, it will make you pause and rewind.
Oh, my God.
This is our best quote superlative, okay? Who is someone that's going to be dropping something that's going to live rent-free in your head all season long? Or just you're going to be looking forward to that post-game interview, that halftime interview, their pressers, whatever it is. Who is that person for you? I'm wondering if we have the same person. I'm so curious.
I know. Mine was Kelsey Plum.
Dang it! It
is it the same?
You know what? We ain't even gonna argue. We ain't gonna argue with nobody else. Go. Why Kelsey Plum for you?
Okay, it's the quote. It's the quote from 2023. I'm sorry, Kelsey, I had to do it. She said, we've been through a lot. I mean, shoot, we've been hurt, sued, arrested, you name it. We've done it. So, like I said, I'm confident in our group, and we've gone through a lot of adversity.
Yes!
We'll be ready.
Yes! Yo, I'm so through. Yes.
Yeah. And mind you, this was Plum. Okay, so for the context, like Rickea Williams at the time had been arrested on DV charges. De'Arca Hamby was suing the team for wrongful termination. They'd had some injuries. So for her, like, this was Plum, like, motivating her team. This was her being like...
Right. This is how she speaks, y'all. Like, that quote is probably the best example to offer just how ridiculous she is and things that she says, but
Yes.
also like so real. She's not like nothing about that is not factual. Like she's so real. This team had been through a lot and she had listed every single thing very quickly, very succinctly. To me, that's great speaking. I'm just going to say that.
And it's why it's so genuine. Like,
it's so genuine.
It's why it lives rent free in my head. Oh,
I love that. I love that. I love that. Mine, on top of that quote, there's so many other ones that like, the one at the presser during All-Star Weekend, in the midst of all of the CBA negotiations, at the presser, Kelsey
it's
being
also
like,
Plum?
yes, this is Plum. The T-shirt was determined this morning. Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were present for that.
Yes.
Girl! Kelsey, now, that was unnecessary. And she was just like, it is what it is. She has said some like hilarious things. There's a conversation where she had a halftime report or halftime interview. And the reporter said, what did you like about the way that your team came out on that side of the ball? She said, I don't know. Come back to me later. Ma'am.
Genuine has been the theme this entire show. like you have to give her. She's genuine.
She's hilarious. So we're giving her that straight out.
Unanimous, Kelsey Plum.
Unanimous, Kelsey Plum. Okay, let's get a little bit serious. Okay, let's actually talk some basketball. And the one award this one at least is going to be very near and dear to your heart. Okay, it's the best backup point guard award. We're going to call it the Leilani Mitchell Award. This is the point guard who checks in and everything just keeps rolling. The offense flows, the pace stays steady, and suddenly you're wondering if the backup label even applies anymore. Shout out Leilani Mitchell. Definitely look her up if you're not familiar with her. We're going to be doing that a lot more throughout the show this year, trying to just insert other players from seasons past in these 30 years that have made a name for themselves or should make a larger name for themselves. But who do you think this award should apply to this season and who you're looking forward to coming off the bench this year?
Yeah, I think it applies to like actual backup point guards, not like, I think if Chicago, for example, doesn't apply, like they have Skylar and Cloud, that, one of them, they're 2 starting point guards, one possibly play backup. So I don't give them, they're not qualified for this award. It's like true backup point guards who are potentially could have started at one point in their career, but are like on a championship winning team gonna be that Leilani Mitchell. So for me, it's Ty Harris and Raven Johnson. It's Indiana. So I had to shout out Raven Johnson because what she can do on that squad. But it's Ty Harris. She's started for Dallas before, South Carolina guard. Like she's just strong IQ. She has all the makings of what a solid backup point guard is. She come in, she's got the demeanor, she's got the IQ. She's been known to be a solid 3-point shooter off the bench. So I think specifically her impact for Indiana is that when Caitlin's out, they don't lose that 3-point ability. She can get the ball where it needs to go. She balances scoring and passing really well, which is what you want from your backup point guard. You don't want sometimes you have maybe like a Kennedy Carter, a player who comes in who plays point guard, but they're really just a scorer and they're just at the one. But when you want a true backup point guard is someone who comes in and like can assess the situation. Like, okay, who am I in with? I'm in with Damiris Dantas and Tipson or someone. Am I getting Dantas the right shot, the right 3? Is it me in the high pick and roll who needs to go score? It's like that feel and that flow. So I'm really looking for Ty Harris's impact, and particularly with Caitlin Clark's health, having teetered the last couple years, I'm not surprised that Indiana has some depth at that position, given what they went through last year with multiple point guard losses, that they kind of have the best point guard depth to me and backup position. And then Raven Johnson, what she can do defensively. I think in these preseason games, she's already played head above what a rookie would be, especially at that position, which is so hard. Her defense has been like, she blocked someone at the rim that first game, and I was like, dang, like she's doing that in the league? Like, okay, college is one thing, but like you're in the league blocking people at the rim? Okay, Raven.
Those arms are long. They're super long. You cannot underestimate it. Yes, I love this start. Okay. It's funny because your pick and what you were alluding to as you described it leads to my pick, which I think we're going to see how this all plays out. But Erica Wheeler in LA is going to be my pick as best backup point guard. I mean, we know that Seattle came up short these last 2 seasons, But I love the poise with which Erica played. There were so many games. When
God.
you think about how Seattle closed out games last year, so
Yep.
many games were so close. So many games were, I think they would, I mean, I don't know if they went to the most amount of overtimes, but they were
In
constantly in the
'em.
thick of things and in games. And Erica Wheeler was often the person on the floor
Yep.
leading the way. And so I absolutely think that she will be a really great backup point guard to Kelsey Plum. We'll see. There's going to be times, sometimes we'll say like, "Oh, you bring in a person, bring Kelsey Plum off the ball," and people are like, "Why would you want them off the ball? They need to be like." Well, people need rest. Okay, that
Yes. Yes.
happens, right? If you bring in Raven Johnson alongside Caitlin Clark, like that doesn't mean she's completely off the ball. It just means that this is a different look for now. Same
Yep.
thing with with Paige and Rickea, and I'm sure Paige is going to play with some other point guards at some point, so she could be off ball. This is what I imagine Erica Wheeler could come in and do something for Kelsey Plum. But
Yes.
I just really like her as a person that you go to for your second unit, and to keep the pace going and to keep the just the pressure on the rim. So
Perfect.
that midi was beautiful last year.
So good. She's got
So good.
experience, big moments, end of game shots. Also defensively, your backup point guard needs to be
Mm-hmm.
someone who doesn't come in and out. A few of these people we've mentioned, Caitlin, Kelsey, it's like defensively, their backup point guards are going to be stronger. And so
Right.
these are
Right.
also two teams we're questioning about defenses, LA this year and Indiana having lost a lot of folks. So
Yep.
backup point guards who can play both sides of the ball too.
Boom. Okay, let's keep it going to my conversation. We did point guards, shout out to Lay, but I want to talk about true bigs, okay? And this is what I mean by true bigs. I mean people that got paint presence. We ain't
Okay.
talking about, oh, who's stretching the floor, they're on the outside and the perimeter. No, they are inside. They are dominating inside and they're doing what they're supposed to do down low. I feel
Yep.
like this is a lost art. It's just not, you don't see it as much anymore. And the way that I'm looking at this is if you are going to be on the perimeter, you better be setting some screens.
Okay.
Okay? You better be, doing your job with regards to that. And you better be able to post up.
Okay.
I want you to be able to get to the top, free throw line extended, rip through, look up, go. Right?
Okay.
Like I want you to own the paint in that regard. With all that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it to Shakira Austin. I
Ooh.
know, Shakira ain't shooting threes. Okay, she
Okay.
can, but Shakira is someone that is absolutely going to post you up. She's going
Mhm.
to have some footwork inside. She's going to be able to face the basket and go. Um, but if she puts up a three, she might make that one, and then that's it. Other than that, she's down low handling business. And
Okay.
I think her year to shine. I loved her in Unrivaled this season, and I'm gonna say, even though her build isn't a true big, like think back to Tierra McCowan a few years ago, like that, like a Kalani Brown type of big, like
Mm.
you know, I wanted to give it to like a Lee Yarou, but Lee has the size, but she doesn't have, I think, the domination
Mm-mm.
inside. She's a stretch big, right? So I'm just thinking that's where I'm gonna go with somebody that is owning the paint, that sets hard screens, and is gonna take care of business, gonna get you 1-2 blocks a game. That is my pick, Shakira Austin.
Okay. She could be breakout player this year too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Bree Jones.
Oh, that's a great one.
Traditional
That was my
big.
second. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Bree Jones. I've just watched her develop from her time with her at Connecticut too, and just to see her blossom into like it can take bigs a while. Like you're getting the ball on the block, you've got to score, like the
Mm.
strength, the size, like there was, I think, a teetering point in Connecticut where it's like, how good can Bree Jones be? And then you saw in that, like, I think it was her third, fourth year, really turn the page. And then we've seen her become an all-star. We've seen her become just a centerpiece for a league and what she's doing in Atlanta now. And so hopefully her health, she'll be coming back soon. But
Yeah.
I love the traditional size of big girls too, because one, people underestimate that they can move. Like Bree Jones can move.
Oh,
I love
she's
my
got
girl.
some lateral quickness.
You think
What?
like, all right, I'm gonna beat Bree Jones around the hedge, like they're switching. Then she gets out there, and you're not, because as a guard, you're taught to attack the big's hip. But when bigs are mobile, it's almost like that football style of player. Like we underestimate someone can be that quick at their size, and that's Bree Jones. Like, do not sleep on her. I love my girl. She got her little shuffle run. She's still gonna be like, she gonna shuffle down the court, and she's still quick as hell. And her head to rim. When she runs, like she gets down the court, and she has a great motor. And so she's going to get to the rim. She's going to post you up. And then her strength and her ability to get on the block, like, what are you going to do? How do you get around her? She draws attention. She's not messing around out there, like out here jacking threes. She going to be down low. She'll give you a little, like, I think she's maybe shot a few threes, but she's not that big. That's going to like... Bree Jones also doesn't take bad shots. That's what I love about her. She's not the big who's like, I'm trying to work on this part of my game. I'm about to be out here jacking. Like, she takes high quality shots. She's going to hit her free throw line jumper when it comes to her. She's going to pass well in the high and low. Like, she's just a quality big. And we're finding kind of less and less of those, to your point, or we're wrestling with this stretch time where you've got the Stewies and the New Yorks and the JJs and everybody's positionless. And then you still got the Bree Joneses and Stephanie Dolson's, the people to remind you, like, excuse me, this is still a league where size does matter, okay?
Yeah, and that's where I like struggled with, like, do I want to do this with Shakira? Because she's got to build like Kiki. She's got to build like, honestly, if you went to a lab and you said, build me a basketball player, you would hope Shakira Austin is what pops out.
Yeah,
right?
Kiki.
I mean,
like Kiki's a traditional
Kiki.
big to
That's
me
what
too.
Yeah, right. But I think Kiki even more so than Shakira steps out, and I don't even mean to the three, but just has an extended two game rather than like a true three game. So I like that Shakira is gonna be in your face inside of the paint. But agreed with you. I love the Bree Jones choice. She was definitely going to be my number 2. I just particularly love about Bree, she's a good passer just as well as she is everything else that she does. Okay, let's shift to our second to last prediction. Most depth. This one's all about the benches. They don't just survive minutes. They change games. They come in. There's no drop off. You are so tired to think, oh, dang, we got to go up against I thought we got rid of the starters. This team has some depth to them. Who are you thinking?
Bow. I know it. I was torn between Chicago and New York were the teams that jumped out to me.
That's good.
Chicago, I'm looking at the list because, God, their guard depth. It's like guard depth for Chicago, big depth for New York. I know Sloot's out right now, but still so much depth at the point guard position with Cloud, with Skylar, with Sloot. And then you look at their wings with Dijonai, with Rickea, and you got Hawkes. You've also got JC Sheldon as another defender. I'm like, who's going to, get minutes? They'll have to figure that out. But then if they can figure out rotations on that squad, and at one point your starting point guard is Skylar Diggins, and then whether they start or come off the bench, having to go up against Skylar and then be like, okay, Skylar did her thing, great, lefty, got to the rim, and then Cloud comes in and you're having to deal with another menace. And think about Cloud or Skylar going against someone else's backup point guard. Like, that's not fair. Them going against Rori, Harmon, or Amoore. It's like, like, really? Even like Raven or Ty Harris having to compete against them, like, it's a drop-off because they're veterans. They've been doing it longer. So for them, that was for me. And then for New York, it's like, it's that positionless basketball of Stewie, JJ, and Satu, where I'm like, the depth at that position is not fair because they can have people be out with an ankle, with a sickness, with, even Sabrina being out, and the ability to still have 3 really good players who you can play 2, 3, 4, or 5 essentially with that squad. 2 is maybe a stretch depending on like who's in with them and how they run things, but we've seen Stewie absolutely be at the 3 before, and that's not at all. We've seen her be at the point guard position.
We've seen her be 1 through 5. Let's just be real.
So Satu brings the ball up. We're actually, I don't want to like overstate, but I think JJ's the one person who doesn't really bring the ball up and start offenses as much, but Satu and Stewie absolutely. Easily.
Yeah, I would say between the 2 of them, absolutely the Liberty for me, especially because we haven't seen Betnijah Laney Hamilton. And I know that there's a possibility that she's obviously going to be able to start. But now you're talking about looking at their big three and trying to figure out, like Rebecca Gardner is a super big veteran. Like, I know she's only played 3 years in this league, but she played like 13 years overseas. She is incredibly poised. She hits timely shots. She gets into the paint. Same as Rebecca Allen, right?
Yep.
These are folks that have 10 years experience playing in top leagues overseas as well as in the WNBA, and they aren't rocked by a lot. And I think that was what makes a depth, like a bench, scary.
Yeah.
When you've got, just as you mentioned, as I was like visually imagining the terror in my life if Natasha Cloud was coming off the bench or Skylar Diggins, and I'm a point guard, and I'm like, oh my God, I hate everyone.
Seriously, yes.
But that level of I've been here before. Nothing is new for me. I'm true to this. I'm not new to this type of thing. That's kind of the vibes that you get from the depth in New York. And then Marine. Just the flurry of Marine.
And then Beavish for her big old,
right.
It's like the depth of like size, versatility, and veteran makes them like this standout.
Correct. So I definitely, I think New York would be my number one. I've got 2 number 2s that are interesting for different reasons. One, the Aces. And I know y'all gonna be like, the Aces, they don't even have that many people. No, okay.
Relative.
They add relative, exactly. They have Kennedy Carter, okay? They added Kennedy Carter, who averaged 17 points a game when she was last with Chicago 2 years ago, averaged over 30 points when she played overseas, I believe in China this offseason. Every time I go on social media, it was like, Kennedy's dropped 50 points or 40 points or 35. I'm like, who is she playing? What is happening? But we've seen her game. It's not hard to imagine that she is capable of putting up these levels of points. And all I can think about is that you've got somebody with that level of a dog mentality when it comes to scoring coming off the bench. Fresh legs?
With a Jewel Lloyd who's come off the bench? Like, what?
With a Jewel Lloyd, yes. And I don't know what these combinations are all going to be, but that is a lot to handle, okay?
Yeah.
And then, again, we talk about, the veteranship. Bree Turner, Stephanie Talbot, these are people who are careful with the ball, and they do exactly what they need to do with, and we saw Kirsten Bell improve her game as well last year. I feel like there's some depth here that should be reckoned with. Yep. And the other one is the Valkyries. And the reason why I'm going to say the Valkyries as a number 2 is because even though the names don't pop out in terms of scoring, right? And this is something that I was just at their presser yesterday and asking Veronica Burton and asking their team, they don't have ISO scores as much as other teams may have. They very much value team basketball, and they talk about how their culture and their chemistry allows anyone on any given night to pop.
Yep.
That system is so well ingrained in everyone that their drop off is so minimal when you get to the next group, right? That's what we saw last year. That's why their defense felt relentless against teams, even though they weren't as big, even though they weren't as fast or quicker or whatever. Whoa. They felt relentless because it was thorough. Through line of what Natalie Nakase wanted defensively was there. So that's why I think the depth there is going to be particularly special on the defensive end. And then folks are stepping up from what I'm hearing. Caitlin Chen's getting better.
She looks, oh my God. Yes.
Kayla Charles, we know what she was doing. She got significant playoff minutes last year. Kate Martin's going to get back into, health, and she's probably be coming off the bench. We know that she's capable of popping as well. There's a lot of opportunity here for folks to continue to rise for the Valkyries, and so that's where I'm going to do that for number 2. Okay, let's close it out.
Okay.
Our last one, most impactful rookie, okay? We're talking day one confidence, immediate impact, okay? No, she just needs a little time to ramp up. Nope. We're not doing that, okay?
No, today.
No, it's today, exactly. So who you got, Lay?
Oh, I was torn between Olivia Flau'jae and Lauren.
Oh, that's, great ones. Great ones.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. And I have to admit, I haven't watched Lauren Betts play yet, so Sorry, Lauren, you're getting the short end of my actual evaluation. So I know people picked her to be Rookie of the Year, but having watched Flau'jae, I'm like, ooh, I think she's gonna be deeply impactful. Oh, but Lauren,
Okay. So
how
I
are we
know.
defining?
So you said you were split between those three. I didn't have those three. I had Flau'jae. And
Yeah.
you look at the games that she's had in her first two, she's averaged 16 points, 3.5 rebounds, 1 steal. She's shot over 45% from the field,
Yeah.
over 40%, 44% from three. You said it earlier, opportunity.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunity in Seattle. A lot of opportunity for Flau'jae to immediately be impactful.
Yeah.
And I know Olivia Miles, that's the one thing Lynx really needed, a point guard, like a consistent point guard. So there's going to be a lot of opportunity for Olivia Miles as well.
Lauren
But
too,
for
there
me,
should be. Oh, Lauren's playing with two other big.
Lauren's got some bigs, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And there's gonna be moments where they might say, we're gonna go small.
Yeah.
Right? To be faster, whatever the case may be. But Flau'jae, I think, is going to be, she's someone that could play up in size and can play down. So I just feel like immediate impact, no drop off, going from college straight to the pros. Like, I think Flau'jae will be the one to be most impactful.
And if you're talking day one confidence, that's what I've seen from her. Of like, ooh, like likes the bright lights. It's not was out there like, I think she was already giving like crowd when they were playing with the Valkyries. And I think Olivia's got more pieces to play with at Minnesota, like Fee potentially coming back, but she still got Kayla McBride, she still got Court, like really good people around her. Seattle still like is like kind of that rebuilding mode. So yeah, I think Flau'jae is like,
it's Flau'jae in the trees. You've got Ezzy, Awa, Dom. Like this.
Like for the guards, she really stands out. They're wide open in their wings. Like who's their scoring 2 or 3.
Correct.
So I think that's for Flau'jae is like boom. And that's like the opportunity of that position. A point guard still got to manage the floor, still got to like get the ball where it needs to go. I think Olivia will have a lot of opportunity to like play her fun style of play too for the Lynx fans. But I think Flau'jae will have like, they need someone to score the basketball on the 2 and the 3 spot. So for Flau'jae, it's like, have at it.
We saw what Don Malonga was doing in Unrivaled, running the floor, picking and popping. That I'm excited for however that's going to manifest. But the pace, the going, let's go. I just feel like Flau'jae is going to be a perfect guard alongside a Dom, alongside an Awa Fountain that likes to run as well. And I can just see it, Ezzy McMagor just trailing up to the top of the 3 as Flau'jae's already found her way into the paint. Kick back, easy 3. Oof, Seattle might be a problem. We'll see. Okay. Those were our superlatives. Let us know what you think about them. How'd we do? What we miss? Was there an award we should have given out that you wish you would have heard about? Let us know. We'll prepare for next year, or maybe halfway through the season.
Point, yeah,
halfway through the season we might revisit. But all right,
Crash
on the other
out,
side,
most unhinged.
Most unhinged would be great.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it going. On the other side of this, we got one more thing. This week, 8-time All-Star Tina Charles announced her retirement on social media. And I genuinely found it to be the most thoughtfully written retirement post I've ever read. I thought it beautifully encapsulated not only her career, but the people she wanted to thank for her career and all the people that influenced her and poured into her. But it also encapsulated, without going on and on and on, how excited she was for the next step, and that how her story isn't just basketball. Definitely go take a moment to go read it. Sometimes these retirement posts can be real long, especially when you have as storied and as colorful as a career as Tina did. And she just, it felt very reminiscent of her game. Efficient, but powerful.
Yes.
And I thought that was just incredibly well put. She is one of the most accomplished players in WNBA history. She was #1 overall pick in the 2010 WNBA draft. She was unbelievably dominant in the post. She was known for her scoring, her rebounding, her consistency. Her footwork inside, her ability to work in tight spaces as a post, like she really, if you wanted to be a post player, you were watching her tape. Over her career, she won the 2010 WNBA Rookie of the Year, 2012 League MVP, and multiple scoring and rebounding titles. She has played for several teams, including Connecticut Sun, the New York Liberty, Phoenix Mercury, Washington Mystics, and Seattle Storm, and has been a perennial All-Star and All-WNBA selection. I've shared my thoughts, Lay. What are your results, Tina?
I'm like, flowers. I mean, Tina Charles she played for multiple teams, but so synonymous with New York Liberty basketball for many, many years.
Yes.
Held that
From
team
Queens.
down.
Yep.
From Queens, like back when I was playing Indiana, like this was when the Eastern Western conferences were a thing. So it was like Tamika Catchings versus Tina Charles, Indiana versus New York.
Yes.
And I always think of how, oh my God, Tina would have gone to the finals more, could have had more opportunities for championships if Tamika Catchings was not in the East. Like, this is like that classic, sorry, you played in the Jordan era, because there were series times where, like, it was when the series were 3 games where New York would be up 1-0 and they had to win 1 game, but then Tamika would do the Tamika thing. And this isn't, a catch podcast moment, but it's to say, like, that breadth of talent that, like, Tamika Catchings, Tina Charles, like they're so good. These Olympians. I had the opportunity to play with Tina Charles on the 2018 World Cup team. And when you have a big that you can just pass the ball into and have a low block established who can demand a double team, like you're already getting a paint touch. And then 2 people have to guard her. And as you were talking, my brain was just doing the Tina Charles crab jumble. Bow.
Yeah.
The way she pound that basketball, honey, no one pounds the basketball harder.
Would move you.
Than Tina Charles, yes. And that arm bar was so strong. And like her mechanics as a post player, like if any coach is watching this, any developmental person, like go back and watch film on Tina Charles because, oh my God, it's a master class in how to demand the low block and how to pass out of it and how to score through double teams. Because sometimes you need to score through double teams when you're the player. Like the A'ja Wilsons, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you shooting over 2 people sometimes is still better than you finding the open person. And so all the flowers to Tina Charles and what she's done for this league. And thank you. It was a pleasure to play with you, to play against you all of those years. And I love that she's already knows that her life is so much bigger than basketball, because as the players who retire, like our identity is so often wrapped up in this sport, of course, but we're valuable outside of it. And so I'm really grateful to see what she's going to do in the arts and like all that she has in her life to come. Thank you.
Oh, beautifully said. Beautifully said. And if there's anything that will always stick out in my mind beyond her play, the amount of times you saw Tina talking to a younger player at the free throw line, between timeouts. So many post players have talked about how Tina poured into them. And that is all you can ask for from a veteran, especially with such excellence and a caliber of someone like Tina. So thank you, Tina. Congratulations on your retirement. And we look forward to seeing your next chapter. All right, y'all, that's going to be it for today. Sabrina and Annie will be back on Friday. They're going to be making some official award predictions, so make sure you tune in for that. I also want to let you guys know, if you're watching the WNBA games on Friday night, that means you're going to be tuning in to WNBA on ION, and you might hear a familiar voice, see a familiar face, and that's because I'll be there. I will be hosting WNBA on ION alongside Megan McEwen and Autumn Johnson this season. I am so excited. I get to play the same role that I get to play on this podcast of just like, tell me what you know. I'll be asking all the questions, so make sure you guys are reaching out, letting me know whatever you want to hear regarding the coverage at ION and from Megan and Autumn, who are phenomenal basketball analysts. I am very much looking forward to that. It will be a very busy WNBA season, just so you all know. But it'll be perfect because I'll be covering all the teams there, just like we cover all the teams here at No Off Season. And that is why you got to make sure you subscribe to this pod wherever you're getting it. And make sure that you hit that subscribe button on YouTube because we're more fun in person. All right, y'all. That is going to be it for today. On behalf of The Athletic, Layshia Clarendon, I'm Zena Cada. Thanking you for listening, and we'll see you next time. No Off Season is hosted by Zena Cada, with Chantel Jennings, Sabrina Merchant, Layshia Clarendon, and Annie Costable. It's produced by Tanika Burrell. Our executive producer is Andrea B. Scott. Monica Compton is our video editor. Our theme music is by Marcus Bagala. Shannon Ryan is managing editor of women's basketball at The Athletic. Be sure to like and subscribe. We drop new episodes every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.